Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Franklin here, and today I'm going to show you guys how you can use Annihilape in competitive Pokemon. Before we begin this video, I'd like to say thank you guys so much for all the support from the previous video, as a lot of you seem to be more engaged with those type of videos. So moving forward, I'm probably going to make more of these how to use certain Pokemon videos moving forward, and I think it's going to be really cool engaging with the more competitive aspect with the audience. As you know, some of you already know that I do play Showdown and I do play Wi-Fi battles. Of course, Wi-Fi battles isn't there yet due to the fact that I'm trying to complete Scarlet and Violet. So let's get right into it. Annihilape is another cool Pokemon that was first introduced in this generation in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, continuing the trend of ghost types being very cool, very exciting, and maybe broken. Typing that is definitely a force to be reckoned with in OU and any other competitive formats. Annihilape has access to one of the coolest signature moves we have seen recently. Another signature move on a very good Pokemon seems to be the trend in regards to Generation 9. And that move is Rage Fist. So we hover over here. Rage Fist is a stab move that Annihilape can use. It only has 50 base power. However, the power of this move increases by 50 each time the user is hit. And if we look over Annihilate's stats, I mean, it has decent bulk, 80 base defense, 90 base special defense, and a fat 110 HP. This Pokemon can take hits and is definitely, I think this Pokemon is just the essence of if you punish me or if you reach, I teach. This Pokemon, if you're trying to lower its stats, it does have access to Defiant, meaning that this thing is at +2 attack, and you're gonna be in a world of pain if you even try to attack this Pokemon. Then Rage Fist becomes a very respectable stab move that this Pokemon can use, and oh boy, you are gonna be in a world of pain if this Pokemon starts accumulating stat boosts and power within Rage Fist. This Pokemon also is a good uh, Pokemon to use in regards to blocking Rapid Spin, as it is Ghost types, as all Ghost types are able to do so. But it also punishes U-Turn, and U-Turn is a pivotal and momentum changing move that anyone can use. This Pokemon can be switched into U-Turn, and if it gets hit, congratulations, your Rage Fist is now 100 base prior to stab calculation. So pretty cool. I have Annihilape here. The first set is the Taunt Bulk Up set. It's kind of similar to what we've seen in Palafin. That Mon, oh boy, really broken. Let's talk about its fighting and ghost typing. Fighting and ghost is something we haven't seen since Marshadow. And no, I'm not going to compare Annihilape to the broken levels on Marshadow due to the fact that Marshadow is way faster and hits a little bit harder. And I think Marshadow overall is an incredibly broken Pokemon. I do not really expect Annihilape to live to that hype in terms of brokenness, but I do believe it has some potential in OU. Of course, the metagame is still settling down, and we have yet to see whether or not we're going to get more bans in the future, which I would expect there might be more bans in the following days, maybe even weeks. So let's go over this first set. So we have leftovers and the bulk up set, kind of like I mentioned, Palafin does share a similar move set. You also have Drain Punch in order to gain some of that HP because you are a pretty fat Pokemon. Like I said, if you nearly max out your HP, you will cap off at 424. But I do have a lot of, not a lot, but a few EVs in speed in order to outspeed other Annihilapes that might not have any speed investment. You got Taunt because you don't want this Pokemon getting statused. Especially this is not the rest set, so we got to be very careful with that. And then we got Defiant in order to punish those who think they're going to defog, they think they're going to lower your stats with the new moves coming out in this generation. Next up we have is another one, and this is actually the Vital Spirit set, and it has the Bulk Up and Substitute. Bulk Up Substitute is one of the best combos we have currently seen in this generation, especially that a lot of Pokemon are becoming more so a lot more bulkier, but also have good defensive and offensive typings shared together. We have Rage Fist and Drain Punch in order to accumulate more HP as you are using your substitute, and with the addition of leftovers, you're just getting back a lot of HP if you are getting up those bulk ups. And again, we have max HP, max attack in order to take advantage of Annihilate's bulk and offensive capabilities. Next up, and before we actually get into it, we do have the Terra typings here as well. I believe these Terra typings are meant to, for this one in particular, it's for Annihilape to combat against other ghost types in the metagame. And then we have the fighting, again, in order to combat ghosts more often. And then we have our Choice Scarf set. This set can also be choice banded, but I think Choice Scarf is going to have a lot more viability than Choice Band due to the fact that this Pokemon has access to one crazy move, and it is Final Gambit. So this is going to be a pretty cool set. Gunk Shot is meant to hit opposing fairies. U-Turn allows it to become a faster pivot. And as you can see, it's 90 base speed. It's an awkward speed tier. It doesn't outspeed a lot of the more common and more potent Pokemon, but it isn't not that slow either. So it's a kind of like a in-between speed tier. I think it's okay. I do think Scarf will allow it to outspeed faster threats such as Roaring Moon, Dragapult, and Garchomp. But let's talk about its moveset real quick. It does have access to Close Combat and U-Turn and Gunk Shot. So that's a pretty cool variety of a move pool right there. But then I'm going to show you guys what other moves this Pokemon can use. So Annihilape also has access to Stealth Rock. And that'd be a pretty cool strategy in order to combat against defoggers who want to, get rid of rocks. This Pokemon's right there in order to punish them. And as I mentioned, it has access to close combat, but it also has access to moves such as Fire Punch, has access to Thunder Punch, and it also has access to Ice Punch. This Pokemon can learn a lot of moves. Its move pool is very nice. It actually does seem very similar to Marshadow. Obviously, there are differences in movesets here and there, but overall, this Pokemon is looking kind of clean. He also has access to Poison Jab in case you don't have any faith in Gunk Shot hitting like I do. Oh man, Gunk Shot. Also has access to Seed Bomb, which is pretty cool. Combat against water types, fat water types. And it also has access to Earthquake, which is pretty cool. But the one move I think is going to be seen with some viability is Final Gambit. Now, let me tell you something about Final Gambit. With this Pokemon having a base HP of 110, if I'm not mistaken, that would put this Pokemon as being the fattest HP user that can use Final Gambit. So if we max out our HP at 424, what's crazy about this number is that it has the ability to OHKO or one hit KO a Hippowdon from full HP. That's a fat ass Pokemon. It also has the ability to OHKO fatter Pokemon such as Corviknight, and we have also Garchomp. However, if Garchomp does have higher HP in usage, we just got to be very careful with that. But I do think Annihilape is going to be that Pokemon that it can maybe surprise some leads. It can probably be used as a hazard lead where you can get Stealth Rocks up and then you can Final Gambit to catch people by surprise, because sometimes they might think, oh, it's a Choice Scarf set, but sometimes they might not see it as Choice Scarf is Stealth Rocks are up, and you can hit them with a Final Gambit, send in your next Pokemon, and just start the party. I think this Pokemon overall is going to be pretty cool, and like I mentioned in my previous Goldengo video, Ghost types are going to be the it factor in this generation. Ghost is an amazing typing to have, but Ghost in fighting might be even cleaner. And as we mentioned in the Goldengo video, Ghost types are going to be somewhat very good in this metagame, and I do think Annihilape is going to be that Pokemon that could potentially turn a few heads. And as I mentioned before, once the metagame settles down, we'll get to see more Pokemon like these in future metagames. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more content such as this. See you guys on the next video. Peace.